Hello, 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 everybody. This is Big Baby Ben.
This is Judas Black, and you know what time it is. It is time to talk WrestleMania. WrestleMania 41 this Saturday and Sunday, guys. But first, let's break down what we think might happen.
And, let's give a quick shout out to the debut of Talks with Judas yesterday. 560 views and counting up.
Now 583. I just checked it a couple minutes ago.
583, not bad for the debut of Wrestling with Bros side podcast, little project that Judas has going. I'm quite excited to see where it goes. But, we got WrestleMania, our favorite time of the year, our favorite wrestles. It's WrestleMania season, bro. What better time to be a wrestling fan than WrestleMania?
Absolutely.
And night one, I got all the matches pulled up. We're gonna start out where it says Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Oh my God. El Grande Americano. Everybody knows this Chad Gable. It's really all about Chad Gable being able to finally defeat the Luchadors. And, he's succeeded in defeating Dragon Lee, embarrassing him, pulling his mask off, getting the submission win, winning in the tag match with the Creed brothers against LWO. Um, in my opinion, it's a really dumb gimmick. It really
Yeah.
is. But I guess it's supposed to be funny at the same time. Um, who I want to win, Rey Mysterio. Obviously, he is a legend, a Hall of Famer, or a future Hall of Famer. Um, Deserves the victory, but they're probably going to give it to El Grande Americano just to finish off this luchador storyline.
Which has been bland. I want to point out, it's been bland the whole thing. I mean, Chad Gable's an amazing wrestler. Don't get me wrong; his
Uh-huh.
technical in the ring is great.
Absolutely.
But luchadors are, something special in this industry.
They are.
What?
I'm just Chad Gable. He's such an idiot.
Oh yeah, yeah. Chad Gable. So Rey Mysterio might pick the win. Don't really want to see this match. I don't think it's a WrestleMania. It doesn't have
No.
WrestleMania feels behind it.
The only WrestleMania feel behind it is Rey Mysterio because he deserves to be in the match. He deserves to be on the big show, the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. But this isn't it.
Then we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Jade Cargill versus Naomi all started out, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Naomi, the knit of three friends and everything. One night, Jade Cargill gets attacked. Nobody knows by whom, by what, but they put her on the shelf for a couple months. And we come to find out, it was obvious. It was Naomi. She did it so that she could take Jade's spot in the tag match or in the tag team championship spot. Um, and it's just been kind of an odd storyline. But I thought when Jade Cargill came to WWE, she'd be put in with the likes of like Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, but so far they've just kind of been pushing her to the sidelines a little bit and putting her in these little baby storylines. But in this feud, my pick to win, Jade Cargill. Obviously, WWE's pushing her at this point finally, and she needs to get this feud over and done with so she can move on to bigger and better things. Or as Chris said, standing in my way, I got greater things ahead. And that's what Naomi's doing. She's standing in Jade Cargill's way. And Jade Cargill needs to move her out of the way. So my pick, Jade Cargill. Hoping on this. Let's get it.
And for the fans that are wondering, he said Chris. And this was the interview that Judas had. It was with this man.
Chris Mercer, the wild card. His favorite quote line that I absolutely love: "Man can't tame what God wishes to be wild." I love it, Chris. Keep them coming.
How dare you turn your back on AMB? The World Tag Team Championship match. The War Raiders versus the New Day.
If they're going to give the New Day a final run, this is it. On the grandest stage of them all, they turned him heel for a reason. So, what do you do when you turn somebody heel and you're pushing them for a new story idea, a new, to try to re-elevate them for a little while? You give them the titles. Now, if you're utilizing this situation to have the New Day job out to make the War Raiders look bigger and badder, then the War Raiders win. In my given scenario, I'd like to keep the War Raiders champions. What about you, Big Baby?
I'm gonna go with the New Day here.
Okay.
When they turned on Big E in the middle of that ring, my jaw dropped.
Yep.
My jaw dropped because, as you know, they've been around for what, 10 years, 11 years,
Yeah.
a long time of the New Day, and now they're bad guys. They've always been pancake throwing, unicorn. It's a new day. Yes, it is. And then shaking their
It's a
hips.
good day. Yes, it is.
Exactly. You know, they've always been good guys. And
Yep.
now they're bad guys. And, I'm quite curious to see what we can do with the New Day as bad guy champions.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. We shall see.
And, now we got a match that I'm really, really excited for. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the U.S. title.
Jacob Fatu. He's on a warpath, and he's not stopping. He's got so much momentum behind him. And LA Knight, don't get me wrong, the man is awesome. He's an amazing wrestler, an amazing performer. He's got that it factor, but it's Jacob Fatu's time. And they've been pushing him for months. They've been building this up, having him face the likes of Braun Strowman, LA Knight. It just the destruction that this man brings behind him is crazy. The athleticism. So my pick on this match, Jacob Fatu. I mean, LA Knight, love the guy, but unfortunately, I don't think that WrestleMania um, is your win.
It's been really hard on me transitioning to a new era of generation wrestlers, new names, and the talent that we're used to seeing not being here anymore.
Slowly fading
And
out.
yeah, slowly fading out. And it's been hard to pick up one of these new names and be like, okay, I'm behind this guy. But Jacob Fatu, man, his backflips and the way he bounces off the rope and does that flip. This man,
Insane.
he's insane. He's insane. And he used to be a gangbanger rolling in the streets, going to jail every week. I watched his interview. Now he's one of the biggest names, and he's popping it with the crowd right now.
Yep. Something
He's
else
made
that I could,
Solo irrelevant.
something else that I could potentially see happening is if Jacob Fatu does not win and LA Knight retains, I could see Solo trying to get involved to help Jacob, but instead costing Jacob the matchup. And at the next pay per view, we get Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. And that's also a very good potential with this given scenario because we know how the bloodline works. When one of them is out there facing off in a match, the rest come to try to rescue them.
Can
And
they even call themselves the Bloodline anymore?
yeah, I mean, if they're in the bloodline family, which would be the Samoan dynasty, the Samoan family line. Now, as far as Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, they're not in the Samoan dynasty. They're Tongans. They're not even fucking Samoan. So the fact that they even brought them in and tried to play them off as Samoans was just, it's an insult to wrestlers everywhere, to wrestling fans everywhere.
And we got a match that I'm also excited for too, and it's for the World Heavyweight Championship. I watched a video today, and it said that Jey Uso is the third person behind The Rock's scheme.
Heard that.
Do you believe that Jey Uso is going to turn heel?
See, he's been a face for a while, and he's been yeeting it up for a long time. It's a very good possibility, man. I mean, if Jey Uso turn heel and he takes the title and runs with it, I mean, he could be champion for a while, especially if he sides with The Rock and sells his soul. So, I mean, I'm rooting for Jey Uso regardless of how it happens. I want to see Jey Uso win the world championship. Gunther's been running dominant long enough. He did it as an intercontinental champion. He's done it as a world champion. He needs to step back and let somebody else have the light for a little bit. So I see Jey Uso winning this. There is a good possibility. Rumored in the mill, he's going to turn heel, and he's going to side with The Rock.
I'm a Gunther guy, but this is Jey Uso's moment.
Yes.
He has been screwed so many times because of the bloodline story.
Yes.
So many championships, the Intercontinental, the World, the WWE, just every title match he's been in, he's been screwed. This is his moment. I would prefer he do it babyface.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the yeet babyface moment. It reminds me of the Daniel Bryan yes movement.
Yeah, very much so.
The face, the way the crowd chants, the way the crowd cheers, it just reminds me of the hands in the air. It's Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
This is the Daniel Bryan movement of our generation.
Absolutely.
So Jey Uso defeats Gunther at Mania.
Yep.
Or you see me go on a rant. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
We've all been so focused on the fact that Charlotte Flair winning again, getting another title opportunity, as usual, every time she fucking returns. I think WWE's going to change it up this time. I think they're quietly working behind our backs on something different. I think Charlotte Flair is finally going to job and build the younger talent. I think we get Tiffany Stratton with a victory and retaining the Women's World Championship at Mania. It's Tiffany's time. It's not Charlotte's time. So I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. It's time. Charlotte Flair doesn't need another title right now to be relevant. So Tiffany Stratton with the victory.
I know that was really hard for you to swallow saying Tippy time, and I just want to say I'm very proud of you.
No, actually, that's not hard at all for me to swallow, especially with who our opponent is.
So, Judas has never ever cared for Charlotte Flair, but he does admit she's good in the ring. She's a good wrestler.
Don't be lying to the fans.
She's good in the ring.
I never admitted that.
How can you not?
Charlotte Flair's bland. It's the same stuff over and over. Bland is all bland can get.
But I got my girl Tippy time winning this one, y'all. I know y'all hear me every podcast when Charlotte's name's mentioned. Woo! And talk my Ric Flair shit and build up the Flair. I love the Flairs. I'm a big supporter of the Flairs, but Tippy time definitely for the W, which
Absolutely.
moves us into the main event that night. And we're going to break this down. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Is it due to Paul Heyman that one of these guys win?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I told you earlier. I'm going to break this down for the fans. So the past couple of weeks, we've watched Paul Heyman go from the wise man of the tribal chief to he owes this favor to CM Punk. And we find out the favor is that when CM Punk got into the main event of WrestleMania, Paul Heyman promised him he would be in his corner. So, in the past week, couple weeks after that, we have watched Seth frickin' Rollins come very close to stomping Paul Heyman and then telling him, now you owe me a favor. And I think that in this given scenario, guys, just hear me out. Seth frickin' Rollins turns heel at WrestleMania because of Paul Heyman. He sides with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman sides with him, helps him get the victory over Roman and CM Punk, and Seth frickin' Rollins with the win. Would I like to see Roman win? Yes, Roman is my guy. I would love to see Roman Reigns pick up the victory in this match. But I am going to have to go with Seth frickin' Rollins turning heel and joining sides with Paul Heyman after WrestleMania. And it seems that my host has gone on a brief hiatus. Seth frickin' Rollins with the win after turning heel and siding with Paul Heyman.
I'm still a little under the weather, y'all. Pardon me, but I had to get back to the podcast desk. Missed it too much to be gone from it, but you know, it's CM Punk's time. I'm sorry. It took 10 years to get into the main event of WrestleMania, 11 years, and
That doesn't matter.
He's done good work since he came back.
No one cares about CM Punk.
A lot of people, his name is chanted around the world.
So is Seth frickin' Rollins. So is Roman Reigns.
Okay, but Punk's just as big. And Punk's just as he is.
He's old and wore out. He's like a mat for them to walk on. He's building the younger generation talent. That's what he's there for. He doesn't need this victory at WrestleMania. He could throw a really good match and enjoy himself and watch as Paul Heyman betrays him to help out Seth frickin' Rollins. That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to say I told you so at WrestleMania when it happens. And I'm going to record it as I tell you. And there, right there in the comment section, Jerry Dennis, it's time for the main event. What's going on, Jerry?
Going on. Jerry Dennis in the comment section.
Jerry Dennis, the referee for MCW. Did I throw you off there by saying that?
No, but tomorrow night we have a very special guest, MCW management, Oscar Miguel Rodriguez, coming on the show at 8 o'clock. So that means if you want to see WrestleMania Breakdown Part 2, you tune in at 7, you see Oscar at 8.
All right.
So everybody, this is Big Baby Ben.
This is Judas Black, and remember, tune in tomorrow night for part 2 of WrestleMania Breakdown at 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, Oscar Miguel Rodriguez comes on the pod as we break down MCW and a few of the matches for the show.